Well, I honestly felt like I won the fight right after the fight. And I was very confident. I was like, oh, this is no problem. Definitely in the bag. And when I heard him say, Tim Hughes say, 29, we went to judge scorecard 29-28 Abraham. And I knew right then and there, I'm like, I can't believe this is really about to happen. And not only that, in my own backyard. This is going to happen, because usually when they do split decisions, the guy they usually announce second typically wins. From what, not all the time, but from what I viewed, and like I've seen most time on fights and TV and stuff like that, the guy that usually announced second usually wins. And then I kind of knew at that point that he was going to get the split.
I
And
mean,
also, one of the things I really wanted to talk about is this knockdown. I mean, yeah, it was at the third round, at the end of the fight, and obviously it makes a big difference. Now, Glory Kickboxing, there's no such thing as a flash knockdown. There's none. Um, and the shot is clear as day. It hits him, side of his head. He gets flung to the ground. Only thing that really stopped him from being completely sideways is the rope. And the ref is standing 3 feet away and doesn't call that a knockdown. We're professional athletes. These are our careers. This is something that we dedicate a lot of time and energy and effort to. And for these guys to make a huge mistake like that, that that's very unfair for something that we dedicated our life and a lot of time and energy to this craft for. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, possibly. There's that gray area and stuff. But like I said, so like I threw my overhand first, and you could kind of see it, maybe his leg the way it is moving. It's possibly that he was, yes, going to throw a body kick or whatever the case was. But the fact is, I still hit him. It was a damaging blow that sent him to the ground. And that doesn't get much clearer than that as a knockdown. It was a damaging strike that hit him, and he went down. There's no flash knockdown. So I could see something if, like Glory said, there's a flash knockdown. If a guy gets hit but bounces up immediately, that is not considered a knockdown. But the fact is that Glory's come out and even said there's no flash knockdown. If you get knocked down from a damaging blow, that is considered a knockdown. The fight is what it is, right? I'm not like looking to get anything really overturned. I'm not looking. I would just look. I'm more looking for is just to get just people to admit what happened. Just call a spade and a square a square. Like if we're fighting under certain rules, like if we're fighting in Muay Thai rules, I'm going to train a certain way and I'm going to adjust my game to a certain style to score points and to fight the way of a Muay Thai fight. If I'm fighting Glory Kickboxing rules, I have developed my style and stuff like that on how Glory Kickboxing rules work. Well, how I interpret them and how what I've watched in previous fights and previous statements, this is how I've come up with this formula. And there seems to be an inconsistency and just there's just it seems like kind of maybe whatever refs kind of feels or maybe whatever judges kind of feel like they kind of can score how they want. And I just really feel like there needs to be just as plain as day, like these are the rules, this is what's scored, this is what's not, and it would be a lot simpler. I don't just like come up with obviously these rules on my own. This is the rules that Glories have set, and I've seen in the ring and what has happened. I mean, in that Simon Marcus versus Artem Levin fight, Artem was nowhere near clinching as much as Antoine was with me, and they immediately took a point from him. I mean, they warned him, and then boom, point instantly. I mean, talking about like cutting the stuff. Um, I couldn't believe it because I was sitting there. I watched that fight. I was right there. I fought on that card as well, and I couldn't believe that how fast they were taking points for the clinch, and because Marcus was trying to engage, and as Marcus was trying to engage, um, as Marcus was trying to engage, uh, uh, Artem would grab him, and it states right on the Glory website that if a fighter is trying to engage you and you are clinching to stop that engagement, that's illegal. That's a foul. If I know someone has a Muay Thai background, we expected him to do these tendencies, but we also didn't expect him to get away with it. We expected, the ref to step in and say, "Hey, whoa, you can't keep grabbing like that." I mean, Antoine Pinto is, no disrespect to the guy, but he's not. He's good. He's a good Muay Thai fighter, but he's not a good kickboxer. Um, the guy that burns that everyone has an opinion. It's the way of the world, the way of life. But that's not that his style does not work well with kickboxing, and I guess it burns me because I don't feel like he won that fight. I don't feel like his style is for kickboxing. I don't know how they obviously. If you take away the arm kicks, what did he do? Where did he score his points? That was the story of the fight, were those arm kicks. Yeah, some kicks did land, majority did not. So, I don't blame Pinto. I honestly believe he got really lucky. He got a little gift, and he's not kickboxing wise. I don't think he's that good. I'll fight anyone. If fighting him though, again, let's just have a solid rule base to go off of. I'll fight him in anything. I'll fight him in Muay Thai. I'll fight him in kickboxing. I'll fight him in whatever it is. But just let's have an understanding of what the rules are and how the points work, and then I can adjust to that, and then I can know exactly what's going on. Because I've always, when I was younger, I made a mistake of trying to always knock out people and trying to hunt for the knockout, which I was winning fights, but it was just kind of sloppy. And now if the knockout comes, it comes, but I try to score points, and I always am thinking about points and thinking about, okay, well, if this guy does this, I did this, and I kind of have a running tally in my head that I've always been very good at calculating. And in that fight, with the way I thought the understanding of the rules were, and I thought I won that fight pretty clear. It was a close fight. Don't get me wrong, it was a close fight, but I thought I won. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know why. It just seems like there's a very inconsistency in the rules, and obviously for that, obviously that style benefited him more. When usually, I know the clinch they have, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, or whatever, as long as you're working, but you're also supposed to break yourself and then continue on fighting, which he never did. He was, there's, obviously in the tape you could see him holding on to the ropes at times, holding on, catching his breath, killing the clock, trying to do it, and that was. I don't know why the ref. Maybe he's used to calling Muay Thai fights. I don't know, whatever the deal was, but I don't think that was very consistent with Glory kickboxing rules. You guys want us to engage. You want us to mix it up and throw hands and to have a high paced, high volume fight, which I don't. With him, he stayed away from me the whole time. I dictated the pace of the fight. I showed ring generalship. I pretty much, if I wanted action to happen, I had to make it happen. And then he would just, throw a kick to my arms, and then, he was just, off balance when he's throwing because I'm coming forward and he's falling off, and then that would kind of stop the engagement. But I don't really, if I didn't want to engage, it's not like he ever really just walked me down. It was always me engaging him. Which also, with Glory, with the aggressiveness, and, I thought I had a very good understanding of Glory kickboxing rules, and that's what I contributed to a lot of my success in my prior fights, is understanding of the rules. And this fight, to me, didn't feel like we were fighting under Glory kickboxing rules.